Happy Monday, everybody. It's Carmen here, and today we're talking about client objections, and rather than client objections, the potential client objection. So what is an objection? An objection is anything that anyone says to you that makes it seem like they don't want to work with you, or that they can't work with you, or excuses. So objections are excuses. So potential client objections, what that means is someone who wants to hire you, they reach out to you to find out what you can do to help them with their health problem. And before you even get on the phone or before you even get started, you're getting objections. And objections are things like this. How much do you charge? It sounds like a question, but it's an objection. It's already an objection. Hi, Kim. And how is that an objection? I'm going to go through a couple of examples here. An objection of when someone says, how much do you charge? It's already setting themselves up for the idea that they cannot afford to work with you, right? And then one of the things that happens when we hear that, how much do you charge, is we automatically might tell them, as you know, new health coaches, I see this all the time, they'll say, well, I just tell them right off the bat, this is how much I charge, or it's on my website how much I charge. So a question of how much do you charge means that the most important thing to them is not their health. It's how much money they're going to have to spend, not to get well, because they don't even know that you can help them with that yet. So they're asking that question because that's the most important thing, right? So the other thing that comes up, the most important thing to them anyway, the next thing that can come up is, I can't afford it, or I can't afford you. Again, we should not be giving our prices out before we even have the initial conversation. I don't believe that prices should be on a website either. You know, we give pricing after we've had an initial conversation. I've talked about this 1,000 times. Hi, Sherry, about how when we get on the phone, what we're trying to do basically is just to find out if we're a good match. And when the potential client has pricing at the front end of that conversation, they're thinking, you know, okay, well, she charges $275. They're not hearing that you're there answering them, you're actively listening, you're understanding where they are. All they're seeing in their mind is a price tag, or how much it's going to cost them to get well, or are you going to deliver? The objections just continue. Another thing that we hear if we tell them how much we charge is, well, do you give a discount, or can you take something off of that? It's already them thinking about the money. It's not them thinking about their health. Hi, Jane. Hi. So how do we handle these types of things that are coming at us? And why do we care? First of all, we should never, ever, ever. I was just having a conversation with one of my private mentorship people I'm so impressed with the way she's moving forward already, you guys. I'm so impressed with it all coming together for her. But the thing is when people ask us those questions, it can automatically stop our confidence by making us go, well, maybe I should take $10 or $20 off, or maybe I should add, I should offer a discount. Maybe I should add in 30 extra minutes. We already are devaluing ourselves because that question is being asked. Instead of saying, you know what? So here's the deal. I'm just wanting to have a conversation to find out where you are with your health and see if we're a good fit. So why don't you just go ahead and free speak for a few minutes and let's just see where you are, right? Then maybe they go, okay, so this is my story, type 2 diabetes, blah, 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 blah. By the time the conversation comes to the end, they're probably going to return to that again. So tell me again, what do you charge? I'm interested in what you charge. After this short conversation, we've only been on the phone about 15 or 20 minutes. What I'd like to do, I don't talk about prices on the phone because it's going to depend on what you want and what you're looking for, right? So I'm going to send you the fees and services form. You're going to have a few options to choose from. Once you send the payment to me with your intake, deciding on which service you want, we're going to go ahead and schedule that session, right? Notice how we're jumping over the pricing. It's not about the money. It's never about the money with people. When they want to get well, they're going to do whatever it takes to get well. They may not realize that yet, right? They may not realize it's not about the money. Something else is driving that question. Maybe it's a spouse who doesn't want that person to start losing weight so they look so great, right? Maybe it's that person that's wanting to keep their finger on control. Whatever it is, it's never about whether or not someone can afford it. There's always something else going on under the surface. So the goal is here, you guys, when we have potential clients coming to us and their first questions are about money, what we may want to say to them is, what is it, what's it worth to you to be able to go out and to to run that race, or to spend time with your kids without getting fatigued? What will it be? And this is one question I asked a client one time. You know what, before we even get into any of that, what's it going to be? What's it worth to you to be able to go to the grocery store without worrying about having to find the nearest bathroom because you've got IBS? Like, let's break it down. It's not about the money. I want to know where it is that you don't feel deserving of getting well. And these are questions that we get into as we develop the relationship with someone after they've paid us, right? So objections are things that people use, excuses people use, so that they don't have to face the real issue, which is, I'm not worthy of good health. I don't even know what first step to take. I don't know much about health coaching. Please tell me more. There's all kinds of things that go through people's heads, but it's never about the money. That's just an excuse. Oh, well, you're $275 a month and all I get is a session and some email support. Well, I can't afford that. No. Yes, they can. So here's what happens when we set the precedent for what we are willing. Yeah, thank you for the feedback, you guys. And if you have questions, put them in the comments there. But if people come to me with an objection, my immediate thing is this, and we can use business as an excuse. If someone says to me, well, I can't afford you right now. I just had this conversation the other day. I said, okay, so she said, I have to get some clients first. How are you going to do that? Well, I don't know. Okay, well, I can show you how to do that. So when you're ready to come back and get started on getting clients, let me know and we'll start working together if I have space. Let's turn this into a client situation. Well, I can't afford you right now. Okay. Well, what are you going to spend your money on? Well, I've got to go to my doctor and I've got to see what he says about this. What if I could help you by setting you up for a more successful appointment with that doctor, so you have to spend less money on prescriptions and less time at the doctor? What if I could do that for you? Well, then it would be worth it. Well, let's have a further conversation. So we need to stop thinking that people are broke, because that's none of our business where they're spending their money. We need to stop seeing these objections as things that have to do with our worth and our confidence as a coach, because the minute that you start taking that I can't afford you thing personally, you're going to devalue your services. It's going to happen. I've seen it over and over again. I used to be the same way. So what we want to do is head it off at the very beginning. So if you continue to see those people coming to you that can't afford it, and I don't have the money and you're too expensive, you guys need to remember this. There are people out there that don't feel that way. And those are the people that you want to work with. So changing the way that you perceive these objections and the way that you set your business up is going to bring those people into your life and get more of those objectors out of your life. That's how it works. So you get people that come to you and they're like, I don't care what it takes. I'll pay anything to feel better. You're going to get more of those people, right? You get the people that come to you and say they can't afford it, and you start lowering your prices and losing your confidence. You're going to get more of those people. So which of the people do you want in your life? Do you want the ones that are going to pay the $475 a month for one session and some email support, and that's the price it is, and you're going to get results, and I'm going to be your person, I'm going to get you there? Or you want the people that are like, well, I can only afford $100, and you go, well, I'll give it to you for $75. It's a friends and family discount, and then they suck the life out of you and they don't take the action steps that they need to take. Okay, that's what happens. We set the precedence for what kind of business we want. And my thing is always this: I'm going to teach you how to have a business that works for you and not a business that you have to work so hard for. The business you're working hard for is the one that's getting all the objections and then lowering your confidence, and you're lowering your rates, and then you're babysitting, and then you start to feel responsible for their success, and you start to feel bad if they don't reach their goals. And the next thing you know, you feel bad as a coach, and you're sending out resumes and looking for another job. Okay? I want you to say, these are my prices. Let's get on the phone. Let's have a conversation about where you are and see if we're a good fit, because not everybody should be a client just because they have money in their pocket, or whether or not they say they don't, whatever. And then once they get on the phone with you and you show them that you can help them, and you confidently say, you know what, I've worked with this before. I'm going to send you the intake form. I'm going to send you my fees and services. You pick which one you want to work with. We've got several options available, right? Get back with me with that intake form and send your payment in, and we'll get a date on the map, and we'll start working together, and we're going to start seeing results. You're not going to fix anything. You're not going to give them a magic pill, right? You're going to get them started on that path to seeing changes in their body and their mind, and they're going to start feeling better. And you set that precedence before they become a client. Because if you baby these people when they come to you, and I don't mean it in a bad way, I don't mean like baby them like, oh, pour you this. We want to practice compassionate listening and understanding. But if you start lowering prices, spending more than that 20 minutes on the phone with them, giving more of your time, You guys, you're teaching them how to treat you. You're teaching them that they can suck the life out of you. You're teaching them they don't have to pay to get well. You're teaching them that you're going to take responsibility for them taking action. You know, this is too much is going on out there of us putting all the responsibility on that client. Well, they don't have money and nobody out there is going to hire me. I want to see coaches stepping back into their power and taking responsibility for their business, okay? Nobody's going to give you, nobody's going to come in there and run your business for you. You've got to learn how to do this on your own. And that means stepping out to knowing that what's in here is going to help people out there, but you got to put a price tag on it that makes sense. You've got to be ethical in your delivery. You got to have a system in place. You stop wasting time, and you've got to stop making compensations for people's money issues. Those issues are not your issues. And you don't have to work with those people. Once you shift that energy, you're going to start seeing more and more people in that window of being able to afford it. They're going to bring more and more people your way. So I am not being judgmental here. I'm not saying you're doing it all wrong. I'm just saying maybe you can do it differently, because I had to learn the hard way the same thing. I had to learn the same thing. I'd be like, oh, I feel so bad for them. Here's a discount. Oh, I feel so bad for her. She can't afford it. She's got this problem and this problem. So think again, let's think about who was there to give you money on your health journey? Who paid your doctor's bills and all of the acupuncture and the Reiki and all of the things you had to do to get well? Did anyone extend to you all of those discounts? Or, you know, do you see what I'm saying here? Okay. And I'm not saying not to be giving and have a generous heart and a generous spirit, but remember this, you know, when you're a cheerful giver, you're doing it because it feels good and it's the right reason. But if you're giving to the detriment of your income and the detriment of your confidence and the detriment of your family and your kids and all of those things, that's not a cheerful giver. That's someone who is giving because they feel like they have to take care of everybody else outside of themselves. So ask for the amount of money that you're willing to put the work in for. Confidently tell these people, I can help you. I know that I can help you. Here are my fees and services. Let's get started. And then wait for them to start coming to you. But you got to have a system in place. Otherwise, you're not going to run an efficient business. And you have to have the confidence and knowledge that when those people start working with you, they're going to see change. So let's start taking more responsibility for where we are, you guys. All right. Hi, Jennifer and Tammy and Shirley and Aaron. Hi. And Aaron, I sent you one last Marco, I think I sent it Saturday. I can't remember. Yes. Hi, Loria. Oh, that's a pretty name too, Loria. You're welcome for the teaching. Hi, Linda. Yeah, so Kimberly is saying, I've been guilty of being too available learning. Yeah, learning now. Okay, so here's the deal. You know what, Kimberly? Now you know. You're not learning, you've learned now, right? So it's all about how we talk to ourselves too. We don't want to say, well, I'm learning how. We say, now I know, I've learned that I don't want to be too available. I've changed that part of my business. I'm no longer too available. And now these are the people that I am attracting into my business, right? So if we say I'm learning, that means we're going to continue to do the same behavior over and over again. And eventually we might make the shift, but we change it in our mind. I have learned that I've been too available. Stop, right? Next step. I'm no longer going to do that. All right. Next step. I'm going to solidly set my time frames, and this is where I'm going to start and this is where I'm going to end. It's like giving too much of yourself to a first session. My sessions are 60 minutes. I tell my clients, all right, we've got a hard stop at this time. Let's get as much done as we can in this time frame. When the end of the session rolls around, I'm going to give us about 5 minutes to wrap it up. Then I'm going to send you the resources and we're going to see you take action. Too many times we're like, oh no, we can just go on. I'll just, and we make all of these compensations for other people instead of standing firm in our business and where we are and what we offer. So let's step back into our power, you guys. Let's take control of our business. Let's make it where it works for us and we don't have to work so hard, right? Don't have to work so hard because this is a really simple business if we really apply some basic understandings to it. All right, so yes, now you know. That's right. That's right. Okay, you got it. Look, it only took 15 seconds, right? Okay, you guys, come and see me, instituteforfunctionalhealthcoaching.com. If you're interested in fast forwarding your business and going through all kinds of training like this, send me an email, carmenhunterhealth@gmail.com, and say, I'm ready to fast forward my business. People are doing it. We're getting things done. I am not the kind of mentor that lets you sit and not see progress. I am going to be that person that pushes you forward, because if you're not moving forward, then nobody else is either with their health. You got into this business to help people, so let's get you out there doing it. Have a great rest of the day. I'm going to be back tomorrow with more on a client series. See you later.